Hey guys, Barry here from TGS with a Forza Horizon 5 achievement video. I have the high ground, 30 gamer score, win 3 rivals events in 3 different performance index classes while driving the same car. It's a rare achievement. Best way to sum it up is you're going to pick one specific car that you own or purchase. Highly suggest you start with a C class, but you can kind of do whichever 3 different classes you want. But for example, I'm going to do C, B, and A for the Corrado. It's a cheap car. There's easy, accessibility to tunes for it. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll showcase the tunes I use, stuff like that as we go through the video. And I'll also show the successful races. If we take a few laps to get it done, I'll only show the lap that we succeed on rather than having an excessively long video of us attempting to beat it. And yeah, so it's really that simple. If you change cars, you will not get the achievement. It has to be in the same car. So yeah, I already had a Corrado C class I built for racing that I manually constructed into a really great performing machine. The best way to sum it up, I ended up buying a separate one because we're going to start with C class, go to B, go to A, and I'm going to leave it as a class tune. I have Jesse's Fast and Furious Jetta design on my Corrado. I'll show it right here in the background. This is built as a C600. So I'm going to start off by showing the tune I used for this, and we're going to go right into the rivals. But if you're here for the rivals, you're just going to go to the main menu over to online. On the left side, you click Rivals. You're going to click Horizon Rivals. And I highly suggest just doing road racing, but you can pick any of these. The thing is, make sure you stick to something that has circuit races available. If there are not circuit races, I don't recommend it. Sprint races seem to be buggy for this and don't always count, and circuit races seem to do, count every time. So for the time being, try to stick to circuit races. The best way to go about it. For example, if I click this one, you get a bunch of options. There are sprints in here as you go through, such as this one right here, but again, just stick to one of these circuits and you should be good to go. So that's how you would go about starting it, and I figured let's go into the house. Doesn't matter what house you go into, but you need to be at a house or a festival to deal with downloading a tune. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now exactly how I go about grabbing tunes for this car. It should work no matter what 3 classes you do, but D, C, B, C, B, A, B, A, S1, A, S1, S2. If you really want to do it, S1, S2, X, but I don't recommend it. That just sounds horrible idea. I suggest the lower you are, the more likely it's not going to be as difficult. The faster you go, you'd think it would help out, but it's going to get much more competitive, I think, with the faster vehicles. So yeah, just going to recommend the route I'm doing with like a C class, maybe a D class if you're willing to take the slow cruise for the first race. So you're going to go to Fine Tuning Setups. You can click Search on the bottom. So for the first one, obviously I'm using a C class. I'm pretty sure I went with this first one right here, Seasonal Rally. Well, we're not going to be doing a rally race. Rally works fine on street. The design's right. I know plenty of people who use Rally across all their cars, and they perform pretty well, so it's not really a question of that. But yeah, from there, we're going to go use this tune that I just showed you, and then we'll come back. We'll change it to a B class. I'll show you guys that process and which one I go with, and then we'll continue on from there. So I'm already at 33% on this, but just ignore that. We're starting from scratch. This car. So click Rivals. We're going to click Horizon Rivals. Road Racing. I'm going to do the first one here. C class. So I'm going to go ahead and change our rival because I want to make this as easy as possible. So what I recommend is just scrolling down this list and finding a time that you know that shouldn't be too difficult for you, as you don't need a specific rival. You just need to find a time that works for you technically. It's all about the car you're using, how much you perfect your lap. So you can also change your filter, by the way, and have a different set of people. So here's an example. Someone on my list has a time that's a little bit slower than what we would expect, but that's the goal. So I highly recommend use a time that works for you. If you have enough friends on the game, you might be able to find some people with slower times. I'm not trying to pick on people, just trying to show you guys it is easy to set a rival that you can actually beat rather than trying to have a competitive fight. While I enjoy the competition for the achievement purpose, I just want to get it done. So we're going to start this up. My first attempt I took on a harder rival, actually one of our mods. And this car build almost kept up, but it wasn't perfect. So I decided to swap up the rival. So there's a chance you might have to do so too. I'm almost sure my normal Corrado that I built C class could have handled this on its own. But I want to use the tune that I showed you guys. This way we can stick to the tuning idea. I do not have my tune available, but I should consider publishing it. So considering you use the pickup truck, that's going to be a huge bonus for us because the handling on that thing is going to be nowhere near a Corrado. If we can beat him on the first lap, that'll be nice, but let's see what happens. Against our mod Knight, the one that I switched off of, because I just didn't want to compete too much for getting this done. We'd get to like the turns, I'd have the lead in the turns, and then on the straights I just couldn't keep up on the top speed. So that straight back there that we just passed the pickup on is where it would become very competitive, and once you mess up one of these turns on arrivals, if someone knows what they're doing, you're going to have to try again. Pretty sure we're going to beat it on our first attempt. Drop a like for the design. So first one is complete. Hopefully I didn't just select to accept it, but we're gonna go back to the house and change our tune. Alright, so we're gonna start. We're gonna go to My Horizon, go to Home. Simplest way to get back in my view. And we're gonna go ahead and upgrade the tune to the next level up. Then we're going to do the same deal. We'll pull up the list and kind of pick somebody. Again, I'm not trying to be mean to them, but whoever has the worst time on my friends list is getting picked on, I guess, for our accessibility to complete this with ease. So, I'm going to find tuning setups. We're going to search for a B class now. It'd be Playground, Seasonal Games. I want to go ahead and just use this first one right here by Vitaro 360, if I'm saying that right. While the star ratings are not where I'd usually go for a tune, they F up half the time, so excuse the language, but that's legit what happens. It'll be like a 5-star tune, and it'll show 1 star. Same goes for deliveries in the game. Yeah, it'll show like a 1 star for something that's been downloaded 40,000 times. It actually has a 5-star rating. So the rating system's messed up across the board in this game, so just ignore that. Now we got a B class tune on this. I'm going to end up finishing it with an A class and leaving it as the A class, so we'll make sure we pick a good one. But yeah, now we go back to online, we go to Rivals, Horizon Rivals, Road Racing. I'm going to select the same track because yeah, we've already experienced it, so it'll be much easier to do it that way. Now we have Rival right here, let's change it. Now let's change the filter, see if we can pick on somebody. Mod, or not mod, supporter, OP7V, aka Aragon R34. Picking people based on this, I'm sure I have some awful times out there that I have no interest in fixing, if you know what I mean. Just done a lot of races, and I just not that worried about setting record lap times. It's more so just completing the races and winning the races, for that matter. I have no idea what to expect from this car, so every time you take a tune, you never know what to expect. Let's hope for the best. My guess is it's going to be a 2-lap race at the least, but yeah, I'll cut it to the successful lap. Right off the bat, I feel like this car handles better than the C class we just ran, which makes sense. You should be upgrading your suspension handling components. If we win the first race, it'll be luck. This car is performing really well. I wonder if I'm going to try a rewind right here to see if the collision stays on. Let's rewind again. We go a little bit further back this time, and this will be proof that rewind does work. As you see, it just respawns the other car. So if you feel like you F up a turn, just rewind and redo it. You know, you can rewind as many times as possible. It seems like, and it should be okay. do think we have possibly a penalty that's carrying over, unless we got penalized for something else, but we're going to try and collect our reward if it works. The goal is going to be to put enough gap between us that the penalty should have weight on us, but yeah, we got it. Collect reward, even with the penalty. I think I collected. So another one complete. So that is C and B completed. Once we get out to the road, I'll check the achievement to see, make sure it's progressing properly. Right off the bat, you can see it's at 2 out of 3, so it is working. So we're going to go back to the house, and we're going to go for the final one with an A class. Upgrades and tuning, fine-tuning setups, search. Going to go for an A class. Let's go for this all-around A. Should be good enough. 38,200. Yeah, just to show you the name of the tune, because I obviously didn't give you a name. Jeep Guy Griff. Now we're going to head back out there and give it a go. So we open the menu up. I don't know why it closed. Go over to online, go to Rivals. We're going to do again the same exact race. So we're learning it. We know it now. Let's use that to our advantage. You know, if you want to hop around different tracks, feel free. But yeah, this is the way I'm going to go about it. Just checking the filters to see. But unfortunately, for this one, we don't have many people. So I'm going to pick on our supporter, BBT. Who's on our supporter screen. I'm sorry, BBT, but shout out to you for being an awesome supporter. And for possibly giving me the chance to get this achievement. Again, I'm not here to call anybody out for their times. I'm legit trying to find the easiest times to beat on purpose. My time was horrendous on the first race, if you guys saw that, at like 1:08 or something. So I'm the guy to beat if, yeah, you want to try to beat me, just follow me. You might find some really crappy times out there. You'll find some great times, but you'll find some terrible times as well, because plenty of races I maybe wiped out or something and never got a chance to actually get a qualifying lap. So let's see if this is another one-lapper. Or not. Look at that car go. It all depends how well this car handles. Right off the bat, it's another upgrade on the last car we had. Should be the deal. Trying to use that rear-wheel drive traction. I think he's repping over here. My advantage. You can see that grip though. Once it wants to go. Awesome car. But apparently the Rado might be more awesome. Hell yeah. 3 times we won on the first lap. Just for reference, it's very possible. Achievement. I have the high ground. 30 gamer score, win 3 Rivals events in 3 different performance index classes while driving the same car. It is that simple. It's a rare achievement. I don't think people understand how you're supposed to go about it, but it's really that simple. So pick a car, pick a class to start with. It's going to have to be between S1 and D. Highly recommend probably C or D because you don't want to be racing higher up. Maybe B if you want to push the limit because you really love a car. But S1's probably the worst way to go about it, and D or C is probably the best way in my view. But to each their own. Yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys what you want to do. But yeah, that's how you get it. Again, stick to circuit races. Sprints are, again, not counting properly. All 3 counted for me in a row, proving that the circuit races are working fine. I'll cut out some of the fluff on the video, but it went pretty smoothly, so yeah, should be mostly ready to go. Would greatly appreciate if you like and subscribe. Peace out.